Welcome back to the deep dive. So if your organization relies on, the serious mission-critical horsepower of a data system like Oracle, but you're finding it tough to keep up with the modern demand for speed and agility, then this is definitely the deep dive for you.
Absolutely. It's a very common problem.
It is. And the fundamental tension today seems to be this. How do you take these massive, highly regulated data stores and connect them successfully with, well, the speed and intelligence of modern low-code automation?
You need a shortcut, a way to turn that static data into dynamic operational action.
Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're drilling down into the synergy created by integrating Oracle Database and the NAN automation platform. Our mission is to give you a detailed, but also really simple explanation of the mechanics and a massive competitive advantage this unlocks.
And this really is a significant shift. We're moving way beyond just storing data reliably. We're talking about using Oracle as that core enterprise truth layer, and then leveraging NAN to make sure that truth is immediately actionable everywhere.
So we're talking about enterprise-grade, security-meeting, nimble, modern automation.
Exactly, to create fully smart, connected operations.
Let's start with the big why. Why is this specific integration so necessary? A traditional development team can, technically build APIs to connect these systems.
They can, but the core reasons are strategic agility and, frankly, cost management. Traditional integration. Well, it takes highly specialized developers, weeks, sometimes months of work, tons of testing, and it costs a fortune.
Right.
When you bring in a low-code environment like NAN, you're just drastically lowering that barrier to entry. Businesses can build and deploy really sophisticated solutions fast.
We're talking days, not months.
Days, not months, and without hiring that expensive advanced software development team.
So you're basically eliminating the dependency on that old-school development bottleneck.
Precisely, and let's not forget the total cost of ownership. Beyond the low-code savings, NAN is open source.
Which means no expensive licensing fees.
No crushing annual licensing fees that you see with so many other proprietary automation solutions. It makes scaling affordable and just inherently flexible.
That flexibility is huge.
Right.
But if we connect this to the bigger picture, how does it actually improve the flow of data? Because data usually sits in silos, right? Oracle has the finance truth, Salesforce has the sales truth.
Well, this creates a kind of unified nervous system for the business. The integration acts as a powerful, a bidirectional bridge. It just shatters those data silos. Data can flow automatically between Oracle and basically any other key system.
So SAP, HubSpot, a commerce platform?
Any of them. And what's fascinating here is the instantaneous synchronization. If a critical record gets updated in Oracle, that update transfers instantly to all the other connected platforms. At the same time,
You eliminate that lag time.
you eliminate the lag that causes so much organizational chaos.
Yes. Okay, that benefit sounds immediate, but it brings up a huge question. Anyone managing enterprise data will be asking this. Oracle data is sacred. It's highly regulated. Isn't there a major governance and security risk when you open up these records to be managed by a low-code tool, maybe one run by someone outside the traditional IT structure?
That is absolutely the right question, and it really hits on why the architecture here matters so much. The key is that NAN isn't bypassing Oracle's security, it's respecting it.
How so?
The workflows operate under established credentials and permissions. So you, the listener, you control exactly which user or which service account NAN uses to access the database. If that account only has permission to read certain tables, then NAN can only read those tables. It's that simple.
So you're inheriting the permissions that are already set in Oracle.
Exactly. And plus, NAN supports secure credential storage, which is essential for any enterprise deployment. So login details are never exposed in the workflow itself. The automation is agile, but the governance layer of Oracle is still firmly in control.
That level of control makes the whole thing much more palatable. Okay, so we've established the strategic advantage, we've addressed the security, but it all relies on one thing. Is the technical foundation solid enough for Oracle's demands? Let's get under the hood.
Yeah, we should definitely cover the how for a moment. The dedicated Oracle database node is fully supported in NAN, starting with version 1.11c.0, and importantly, this is built directly on top of the Node Oracle Red library.
Which is a very popular, well-tested library.
It is. So this isn't some custom workaround. It's leveraging a known, reliable, community-vetted piece of technology.
Okay, so the foundation is enterprise grade. But how simple is it to actually build something? When I think of querying Oracle, I think of writing really complex SQL commands.
And that's the beauty of the low-code design here. Think of an NAN as a certified connector.
Yeah.
It's like having a specialized developer for one single task, but they're available instantly just by dragging and dropping. For all the standard database operations, what we call CRUD, so create, read, update, delete the SQL queries, are actually generated internally for you.
So you're not writing code.
No, you just use visual settings to define what you want to do. You set the table name, define the fields, input the conditions, and that's it.
Can you walk us through what you'd say is the most valuable operation from a business perspective?
Absolutely. So while insert, select, and update are the basics, I'd say the real secret weapon for high-volume synchronization is the upsert operation.
Absurd.
Upsert. It automatically checks if a record exists based on its primary key. If it does, it updates the row. If it doesn't exist, it inserts a new one. This kind of automated conflict resolution, it solves massive headaches for keeping inventory, customer records, or financial entries all synchronized.
And what if you're an advanced user? What if you need to do something more complex?
There's always an escape hatch. The execute query operation gives you the flexibility to run any custom SQL or even complex PL SQL commands directly through the workflow.
Okay, now we get to the real payoff. Intelligent automation. This is beyond just moving data. It's about embedding actual decision intelligence into the workflow, powered by all that rich data you already have in Oracle.
When you talk about predictive financial analysis or fraud detection, what does that actually look like in an NAN workflow? Is NAN doing the computation itself?
That's a great question. N8N acts as the orchestrator of intelligence, the API bridge.
Yeah.
So you use the low-code interface to pull the raw data you need, say, transaction history and customer profiles, directly from Oracle. Then that data gets fed into a specialized external service.
Like an Azure machine learning model or something from Google AI.
Exactly, via another N8N node. But the key is what happens next. The external service sends back a prediction score. For instance, an 85% chance of late payment or a high fraud probability. N8N immediately captures that score and then automates the next action.
So it can update the Oracle record right away?
Instantly update the Oracle record with the risk score, trigger an alert to the compliance team, or even automatically downgrade a customer's credit limit. So instead of a human running a report at the end of the day and then deciding what to do, the workflow is self-correcting. It's proactive.
Precisely. It allows for things like real-time trend analysis and sales forecasting based on up-to-the-minute Oracle data. You can send smart reports or alerts only when a certain threshold is actually breached. It's intelligent monitoring built right into your operations.
Let's make this real. We've got some great examples from the sources showing how different industries are using this. Let's start with e-commerce. We all know that panic when inventory numbers don't match reality. Imagine a flash sale hits your website, but your central Oracle ERP is lagging by, say, 15 minutes.
That is a recipe for disaster. Overselling, chargebacks, angry customers.
It's the Friday night emergency call.
And this integration is designed to kill that call forever. The workflow gives you true, real-time inventory sync. When an order is placed, the workflow confirms stock in Oracle, allocates the inventory, processes the receipt, handles the payment, all in one automated chain.
So your inventory managers can focus on logistics, not manual data entry.
Yeah.
Okay, moving to real estate. Transactions there are complex, time-sensitive, lots of documentation. Where does the automation fit?
In real estate, data quality is everything. You can automate the entire lifecycle recording process. So when a sales contract moves from pending to closed, the workflow automatically records the final transaction details into Oracle. And then, this is the critical part, it sends out customized follow-up notifications about contract milestones.
Like closing dates, deed filings.
Warranty expiration reminders, you name it. It guarantees compliance and ensures every critical step is recorded in your central database of truth immediately. It reduces legal exposure and it improves customer service.
And finally, finance. They live and breathe data controls and reporting cycles.
The need here is really twofold: speed and accuracy. Automating the flow of daily or weekly reports, that's an obvious win.
But the revolutionary part is embedding that predictive analysis we talked about directly into the reporting workflow.
Right. And what's fascinating here is that the automation can transform reporting from being backward-looking to forward-looking. The system pulls daily ledger data, feeds it into a model to predict cash flow issues or compliance risks, and then it generates a smart report that highlights the high-risk areas. And that's all automatically distributed to the executive team before they even get to the office.
That dramatically improves decision-making. It gives the whole organization real agility.
That's the goal.
That brings us to our final thought. What we've really explored here is how integrating Oracle and N8N provides streamlined, intelligent, and scalable automation. It leverages powerful enterprise-grade data without all the usual cost or complexity.
Right, without those barriers from legacy development.
The ultimate value for you is getting that real-time insight and making immediate automated decisions based on smart analysis that's embedded right inside your operational workflows.
And this leads to a provocative thought. If this integration lets a business build an entirely new predictive model in a low-code environment in just a fraction of the time, how quickly will all the remaining manual processes, the ones still managed by spreadsheets or painful data entry, how quickly do those become a major liability rather than just a slow feature?
That really is the strategic question facing every data-driven organization today.
It is. And we really appreciate you sharing your sources with us for this exploration. We love seeing how this knowledge applies in the real world. So we want to ask you, what complex, time-consuming process in your field do you think would benefit most from this kind of automated, intelligent workflow?
Share your thoughts and suggestions below. We look forward to hearing your insights. And if you found this deep dive valuable, please take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell so you don't miss our next analysis, and please share this video with any colleagues who deal with complex data workflows.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.